All right, y'all. So we back with another little. We got a little treat for y'all. This one is actually a little post game interview from Austin, right? So we just witnessed the Hogs shut the door on the Pirate season. So we're bringing in the player of the game for sure. If you were watching, you know it was Austin. Thank you for joining us, Austin. You got me and Renzo here with you. So again, thank you for joining us. I gotta ask you, like, how you feeling after that game?
I'm glad I've had my shot back. Last time I played a league game, I was 5 for 15, I think. So I think this game I started like 6 for 6 or 7 for 7. Um, so being able to get a jumper back in the rhythm was definitely nice. Um, Tried to read the defense off that PNR and just taking what they gave me, and they kept giving me open middies to start the game, so I was just taking them.
Now, okay, we were talking about it while we were kind of doing commentary for the game. JP had 20.
He did.
He
He did.
he hit some big threes. Like, what was it that you were seeing that was telling you, hey, let me get JP the ball? Because
So
you
they
know, go ahead.
switched to a 3-2 zone at one point. And they were leaving Ryan on an island between Tyler and JP. So as
Mm,
soon as I would see Ryan take one step towards Tyler, as long as JP was spotted, he had a wide open three while they were in that 3-2 zone. Um, so it's really just what they were allowing to get. I think a lot of it started with because I was hitting early out of the midi. They had to respect a little more. I was demanding more attention. So forcing that zone to rotate up uh, towards me opened up JP. And once again, it's just last game, me and him didn't shoot well. I think last game he was like 0 for 10 from three. So this time he came out, no hesitation, and he was sparking from that corner.
mm. Now, as a competitor, trying to compete against you guys, I hate to see it. I really do. But but my question is for you, like, what does this kind of game do for your team? Morale, chemistry, and confidence.
Yeah, I think it definitely boosts us going to the playoffs. Last game we just tried to. Well, last game was a forfeit because I overslept because I'm an idiot. But the game before that, the last game we played wasn't up to any of our standards, especially mine or JP's. So getting a game like this going into the playoffs, it definitely has a positive outlook. We're 1-1 technically against the Crusaders, so it should be a good first round matchup.
Mm, okay. Um, Renzo, you had any thoughts or anything you want to ask us while we got you?
Um, I guess not to jump the gun. I'll just ask what your predictions for this first round of playoffs, like between y'all versus the Crusaders. What do you think the series will be?
Is
Who
it best
wins
of
it?
three, PG?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yes, it is. I don't think it's going to get changed because we don't do season changes. But I did want to bring it up in the front office because I feel like 3 games is too short. But as of right now,
Yeah.
it's 3, and I don't I,
Okay.
I highly doubt it
Um,
changes though.
I mean, I could. I mean, I think we'll win. I don't know if it'll be a sweep. I'm just gonna go off what happened in the regular season. We split 1-1, so I think that's what's gonna happen. We'll go 1-1, and then game three, win or go home. Have the pressure, see
Mm,
what happens.
mm, okay. Well, you
But
don't have to
I
give
mean,
game plan.
they got a good squad over there. George is a top what 3 or 4 MVP candidate. Uh, Wayne technically was an all star. Um, Ross holds the middle down. It looks like he's found a jumper too. I mean, he switched positions, and we haven't got to playing with Daenerys, so we don't know what that little tweak is going to be.
Mm,
Because he adds a whole nother type of scoring option with the post game. It just I don't
mm,
know if they'll feature it or not. So we'll
yeah.
have to see. Because we haven't got to see him play many games with that 5 after the switch.
That's true. Now, without, again, you don't have to give up any game plan. But I guess how can I ask this without, because again, I'm not trying to get the game plan. I guess what would be if you could take one thing away from their team, like if it's something that you think would stop them pretty well, what would you try to do if you could take something away? And like I said, I'm not trying to get your game plan, but
So
just
I don't know if it's more or less taking something away as much as it is not letting them get in a rhythm.
hmm,
They have certain members, I'm gonna say more than one members of that team that if they don't get the ball, they don't get touches, they'll try to force, which can be a detriment. So if we can get them to get out of rhythm early, start forcing, then things should be able to go in our direction.
hmm. Now, I guess a question I'm going to ask from you there, kind of going back to tonight's game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you came out, Renzo noticed it too. Like you were aggressive tonight. It
Mm-hmm.
seemed like a little bit more aggressive than you've been in games past. Was there a reason for that? Was it, whatever? Was there a reason for that tonight?
Um, no, I think it's just kind of once again, it's what the Pirates was just giving me. If they give me the pass early, I'll take the pass. If they give me the jumper, or they'll give me the jumper, then I'll take it. Um, so I just kind of went. I saw what they were doing, and that kind of dictated uh how I was gonna run the offense. We have a set offense we pretty much run that we're comfortable with, and then from there we just kind of find the holes that the defense gives up, whatever that might be.
Gotcha. Now, from that question, my thought is kind of this: like, what is going to be your approach in the playoffs? You're going to come out. You feel like you're going to come out more aggressive, or kind of just let it flow a little bit?
I mean, I'll see what Crusader starts off with. George is gonna pick me up full, obviously. 94 feet Hall of Fame. And I just got to see how they're gonna play. See if they double off the screen, they play high, they go zone. If it's a 2-3, are they pinching off the pick, leaving the corners? Is the center pinching, giving me a drive? So I just got to see how they come out and react to our offense. And from there, we'll see what we got to dial up to get a win.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right. Well, I guess since I'm gonna ask you this, your thoughts overall on your season, with the Hogs. And then I got one more question for you before we let you go. So your thoughts
Yeah.
overall on the season.
I'm I'm happy with it. We finished above 500. I know a lot of people after Kyle got banned. A lot of people were expecting us to be like the fifth seed and not even make the playoffs. Um, so I think that's a testament to the team. We did what we had to do, finish as a second seed, and now it's on us to go in and to close it out. 2 rounds, 8 possible games between best of 3, best of 5. So hopefully we can get 5 wins, and we have that chip on season 1.
I hope that doesn't happen. I don't want to see that. So, definitely not rooting for you guys to succeed in that case. But I would not mind meeting you guys in the chip. Um, I got a sour taste left in my mouth from our last game against you guys, and want to definitely avenge that loss. So, for my side of it, we kind of coming in. We lost like the last 3 games out of or 2 games out of the last 3 or something like that. So I'm
Yeah.
not liking that going into the playoffs, but
Yeah,
I'm still
and,
confident
and
in
I
our
think
team.
and I think that's why this game was big for us because the 1 seed was open, and then like I said, I came in. I was I think I don't have the box score in front of me. I think I was 5 for 15. JP wasn't hitting, and we blew that opportunity for the 1 seed. We had a
Mm,
chance to lock the 2 seed as well as make Crusaders possibly miss the playoffs. With a little bit of help, and had to take the forfeit. So we were on a little bit of a downtrend before this game. So being able to get this dub is definitely important for us. It's definitely a confidence boost going into the playoffs.
Gotcha, gotcha. And now, so the last thing I gotta ask you, all right? We're talking about the postseason, we're talking about the playoffs, and, the closeout game tonight, pretty much to wrap up the season. So I'm not gonna ask you, where I think you're gonna like what's your plans are for the off season, because I know better. Y'all ain't hitting me with tampering, but I'm going to. I'm definitely going to ask you this. I've seen some pretty interesting theories in the Discord. So,
Mhm.
kind of same thing I asked my guys in the previous episode is, what are your thoughts? Anybody you see coming and going? Any major moves or person on the move? Just give me one or two names if you got them.
Just in
And
the league?
maybe where, yeah, and maybe even where you think they might go.
Um, well, let me think. I'm trying to figure out what B Ross is going to do with those 7 points he has open to him.
Mm.
With Steve being gone, he has all the ability in the world. I'll say this: I wouldn't be surprised because I'll start by saying this. I guess Kyle is trying to get a build ready for season 2. I don't know for a fact he's going to have one ready, or what JP's even doing there, if he's going to have Kyle or not, depending. But Tyler looks like would be a great fit, I think, with those 7 points to go and replace Steve over with the Crusaders. George running point. I mean, you got to move on from Denarius, which I think you could replace even with a guy, if you went with a guy like, which, you're looking at third, fourth round centers at that point. You got a guy like Hunter possibly available. I don't see him going back to James's team. I don't think he fits their style, personally. But I think he would fit B Ross's team. So if B Ross wants to stay on a small forward, you could have like a Hunter running the 5, Tyler at the 2, and then fill that power forward spot in with another 4th round pick.
Wow.
I think that'd be a nasty 5.
Wow, that's look at Oz out here giving B Ross some ideas.
Hey, I don't think he hasn't thought it. It's just, he's got that 7 points available to him. You have so much you can do there. And you got to see or even if you wanted, if some of the 2nd round picks don't get kept, instead of using the 7 points on a 1st round pick, get a 2nd round pick and then 2/3 to go along with him and George. So I mean, he has a lot of flexibility because of Steve leaving this season.
Yeah, that was a good one. I actually had not even thought of that scenario even a little bit. So that's a good thought.
Or I mean, you got Yote out there. That's a big. I think Yote being available is going to make some teams look at their 1st round pick and say, "Is Yote better than who I currently have as my 7-point player?"
That's true. Now, with that thought though, right? So only thing I wonder, like, I haven't thought about this at all really till just now. Do you think any captain kind of like hints at his 7-point guy kind of like leaving, like encouraging him to leave? You know what I mean? Like in order to, because all the 7
I'm interested what so James doesn't have a 7-point player, right? He has 2 6 points.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if Robbie dips, and which I thought it would be said, but now that they're in and James gets those bonus points, does James try to possibly go encourage Robbie to leave, and does he go the 2 7-point routes and 2/3?
I gotta drop this.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Sorry, I believe I should, this is okay to announce, but so we met as a front office and trying to keep the league balanced. There's still going to be some extra point awarded there, but we've dropped it from 2 extra points to 1. because
Okay.
of
So if
certain
you go
scenarios.
2 sevens, you still will have to go a third, fourth.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So
So I
it is
mean,
still possible.
if James does that, I mean, I could still theoretically see it happening. If James wants to move off point, you know, that duo I've been saying of Ace and Tay, even though I know Tay's on your team and they still got a season to play, I really think they want to. I mean, they were running together. They run together on the side. They got
Yeah.
chemistry. It makes too much sense to me for them not to team up. Do Ace and Tay go to James? And that 7 points from Ace, Yote slides over to Sed's team.
Mm.
So I'm not saying Sed would encourage Ace to not re-sign, but I don't think Yote or Sed would be upset going from Ace to Yote.
Yeah, I respectfully, there's not much of a drop off if one of them's as a scoring guard.
Right.
There's not too much of a drop off there between the two
Yeah.
of them.
So and I've seen Yote be more assertive and clutch in needed situations. That's personally.
Yeah.
Sadly, Ace won't get an opportunity. Well, I guess he gets an opportunity to show it in the playoffs, but tomorrow night really would have been I'm glad we won, but tomorrow night seeing that him in like his first real pressure game, and see how he responded would have been interesting to see.
Yeah. So, I think at this point, we're gonna kind of close it out here. Thank you, Oz, for coming in.
Yes, sir.
Post game interview.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate those takes too. Like those are some pretty good takes. You guys heard it first. Those are some of Oz theories on the postseason. So stay tuned.
I got my GM hat on.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
GM.
And I'm gonna need, and I'm putting this out there for everybody that's gonna watch this. I need some mocks. I need some mock. Maybe it won't be a draft because it's not a draft, but I need some ideas.
Some free agency predictions.
Yeah, let's get those going. Let's see what happens because I feel like this is one of in my opinion, one of the most exciting postseasons that we've had in any league history because we got some power for the players in this case, and also just caps because we have a salary cap. It ain't just I'm gonna build a super team. You got a really GM out here, so I think it's gonna be interesting. And appreciate that, Renzo. Thanks for sticking in there with us. And Oz, I wish you the best in the first round. But meet you in the chip.
Hey,
I hope you play hard.
We will. Hey, hopefully we see y'all boys there. Renzo's already said a few times he can strap me up. So yeah.
Hey, I hope he keeps doing it because we got a chip to try to win. So
yeah. Hey, I mean, hopefully inaugural MMA chip. I'm not the one that's going to count 2K23 or 2K22 rings or whatever. So it's a whole new game. Everybody's got 0. So whoever wins this first one gets a 1-0 lead to jump.
Hey, I respect that. So y'all heard it here first. Those old rings to some of y'all. You know who I'm talking about. Those don't count. We on 2K23, bro. But anyway, with that, we out. Thanks again, fellas.
Vote
We
Austin
out.
for MVP.
No, vote Renzo MVP. We out.